Well, um, thanks for coming here. And this originally is a 25 minutes presentation. I'll just shrink it down to 5 minutes. Crypto Qokka is a product that my company built over the last year. It's for decrypting cryptocurrency trends. We try to understand behind the scene. We crawl millions of comments and discussions every day from the internet about cryptocurrencies, and we analyze them with some in-house custom deep machine learning models and natural language processing text. And we figure out people's sentiment and opinions about these cryptocurrencies in real time at some massive scale. So without going into too much details, this is me. I guess that's not really important for today's presentation. This is some presentation I gave before. And today I just want to maybe just show some high-level details about this product and tell you what it can do for you and why we built it, something we found interesting, just based on the sentiment and opinion analysis that we did on crypto over the last few months. And a lot of people that say cryptocurrency is like illogical, is sentiment driven. I think it's mostly true. It depends on how much people trust the fundamental mechanisms and the underlying systems and how well it works. So one example, my favorite example of like how sentiment could influence price is, I remember back in September, this Ethereum, there was some sentiment spike, and there were like 100% increase in negative sentiment and 75% drop in positive sentiment. And just a day afterwards, the price just massively dropped for 20%. And a few days later, it went down below $200 from about $300. And today it's still below $200. And this is some, maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, the data that we have. You obviously can see some correlation between sentiment and price. No question about it. The question is, people ask, how much? And is it real? Is it just by some chance? We have some quantitative data. I don't want to bore people with these numbers, so I'll just maybe show some more examples. Bitcoin 2 weeks ago, I highlighted the sentiments in red color and the price change following that in blue color. So there are obviously some correlations, and I don't want to get too much detail into that because I only have 5 minutes. And that is some APIs. We already have it, and with that we already support top 200 cryptos. It has less than 15 minutes of delay, and it has some high resolution. And we're not the only company offering sentiment API. It's something I would call it rather basic, but I think we offer one of the highest quality with the lowest delay and highest resolution. And some other things that we found interesting is called market overview. So with that, you can just get a glance. So with a quick glance, you can get like how the market is doing overall and what people think about. So red is bad, green is like medium, rather positive. And so with that, you can just quickly identify some potential opportunities to beat the market. And this is how everything compared to Bitcoin. So there are some green ones, which you should really pay some attention to. Not every one of them, because it could be just really volatile, like the small circles. The circles indicate like social volume, by the way. What I find interesting, like this Dogecoin is always better than Bitcoin in terms of sentiment, even though it's useless. And NEO and EOS, they're all better than Bitcoin in some sense. ETH, not much. But by the way, this is all online. You can just go check it out for free. You can get the latest information. And again, this has like all kinds of time range and APIs. You can get the same kind of information from API. And we have obviously news. Like sometimes when I show these people that sentiment spikes with charts, they don't they see some correlations. They ask why, and this is something that helps you figure out why, like what recently happened, and something that's unique that we offer that other. I know there's a bunch of news apps out there, but none of them have this sentiment summary of how people react to the news. A positive news could be not perceived positively. Like this November, the news is about Google search for Bitcoin picking up. And surprisingly, the reaction is very negative. It's red. And why? Because that piece of comment is what most people agree upon, which is I think people are searching Bitcoin dead. And again, another one in November, crypto ETF approved, turns out to be fake news. It's not ETF, it's just ETP or whatever that is called. And that's orange. People initially excited, then disappointed. And how disappointed they were, it was like a week afterwards, Bitcoin dropped from $5,000 to $3,000. Again, this is all offered in APIs. Go check it out. Topics, opinions. We actually summarize the key topics, keywords that people discuss for last week, for last day, or for any time range. And this is how we get some insights into what kind of technology, what kind of use cases that people actually pay attention to. Again, let me use Dogecoin as an example. This is some of my favorite coins. And Dogecoin, the training words are all useless. Look at it, what it is. Dogi, Shibi is the name of the dog, and asset, currency, whatever. In comparison, ETH is all about system, contract, the chain, idea, something useful, hopefully. And we can we can get a visualization of the distribution of these discussions, the detailed phrases that people use, and we can look at the positive comment, summary of positive comment and summary of negative comment towards any particular topic, like the system, how people talk about system over the last day, over the last week, or over any time period. Again, offered in APIs. Some of them are not free, but with free version, is already like you can already access the majority of the data, unless you want to build some serious app, serious trading algorithm out of it. You don't need to pay. If you are making money out of it, we only ask for a small amount. That's it. That's the presentation. Let me know if you are interested. If you are building any crypto apps, doing trading, I'm happy to chat more.
Two questions. Yeah. So first up, Aaron, I prototype with the APIs. Really powerful, very fantastic. So really good work. I suppose the first question is you target audience of like basically who you see as the mainstream adoption, and then the follow-up question is right now you've sort of got 200 cryptocurrencies. Are you looking at expanding that, or what's the plan?
Well, the plan is to a lot of our potential users, this top 200 is more important.
Right.
And they want higher quality results from this top 200 rather than more currencies. Like I understand like new coins, like ICO coins, it's not that popular anymore. But they are one use case, but we will probably it's not our priority right now.
Right. And you target audience?
We are looking at so developers, traders, research analysts, and startups doing in this area. So depending on the really the complexity and the volume of your usage.
All right, one question per question.
What's the data source and how do you select those data sources?
It's primarily based on Reddit right now. There are other sources that are externally it's not very stable enough to charge people for, and we're working on it.
Awesome. Thank you.